So why people first? Not the typical tagline for an investment banking firm, but for us, over the last 20 years we've been in business, what we've found is that by focusing on people, their needs, their anxieties, their personal situations, you end up setting those people up for success. Most of the folks we deal with are in situations where the level of personal stress is high, pressures are high, whether it be financial, they might be worried about their company. If they're on the board of directors of a public company, they might be worried about their reputations. Generally speaking, the people we deal with are under a lot of pressure. And there has been a tendency in the industry to either ratchet that pressure up or push a specific outcome, which we found over the years creates some dysfunction and creates situations where people are just not happy with how things work out. Over the last 20 years, what we found is focusing on people first has resulted in better work, better outcomes, and a more satisfying work environment for us. And as a result, when we went back to take a look at, why are we different? Why do people think we're different? It's because we focus on the people. We're proud of that. We think that does make us different. Clients tell us that that makes us different. And we hope that we can live up to it in every client situation. As we're rolling out the people first identity, it's been very interesting. The reaction of folks who are in the investment banking business is they're not really sure what we're talking about. They're a little bit confused by it. But when we talk to clients about it, they immediately get it. And the body language has really been very interesting. And that's really an indication that our industry has not done a very good job of that. When we say, well, we're people first, clients initially are sort of confused, and then they realize, well, actually, wouldn't that be great if someone who does these transactions actually listens to me and actually cares about what I need to accomplish, as opposed to pushing me into a transaction. There's nothing worse than being pushed into a transaction when you're not sure if it's the right thing to do. Once you get going and all the lawyers get going and all the machinery starts going, it's very difficult to change course. So that's been the reaction on people first. Maybe it's good that the rest of the industry doesn't really understand it, because again, we think that it is something that makes us different. And again, clients have told us that it makes us different.
I think it means we see our clients as people first. We see our clients as people. We see our clients as finding themselves in a situation that maybe they're not familiar with. That could be somebody who's sitting on a special committee of a board of a public company, and all of a sudden they find themselves in the crosshairs of a hedge fund that doesn't like what is being done with the company, and they don't know how to deal with that. And so again, we treat those clients as people first, and as finding themselves in that situation and helping them to get comfortable, to make sure that their reputation comes out of that better and polished, and that we're there as a sounding board and a support. It's not about making less money or being touchy-feely or anything like that. But I think when you start to think of the clients as people, and what are their objectives as people, it really does sort of dictate how you behave, understanding the way people behave in a particular transaction, and being able to provide those insights in a transaction process or whatever process we find ourselves in. That's also, I think, part of the advice, right? Part of the advice that we deliver is, given the dynamics of this particular investor, we know that they have to do something with their investment committee, and in order to get their investment committee on side, we need to make sure that we give them the right ammunition for that. So it's almost about treating every part of what we do as understanding what the motivations are of the people. So it's treating our clients as people. It's understanding that the human dynamics at the end of the day are what drive. It can drive value. It can drive timing. it can drive results. So I think it's both seeing our clients as people and the way that we craft and fashion our advice. It's not just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about, how are decisions made? You know, things like fear of missing out. All of those types of dynamics are things that kind of motivate and animate our advice to our clients as people. We also, I think, treat our partners and our employees as people first, and we make sure that their needs as people are respected and met. I think we try to make MPA as a place to work, a place where people feel safe, a place where people feel like, their families and their larger objectives in life and what they want to do for the next 10 years. All those things are really important to us, and we want to make sure that people see MPA as a place where they can grow themselves as people, and I think that's a part of the benefit that people see when they come and join us. We do treat our people as people first as well.